Hi there and welcome to the tasting note of Batasiolo's Barolo Cerequio 2010 vintage, if I get that pronunciation correct. So Barolo is always a treat to try. Often these wines need a lot of time in bottle to age prior to really getting the best out of them. You don't want to drink these wines too young, and fortunately for us, this is 2010, so it's 8 years old. It's starting to get into its drinking window right now. Batasiolo is a new one for us. We've just really listed them. Very modern property, making some fantastic wines across the sort of Barolo region with vineyards and some very exceptionally premium sites. And at the end of it all, they're offering exceptional value, pound bang for your buck in what you get. So this is Cerequio is one of their Grand Van or Grand Crus or whatever you want to call it. It comes from a vineyard site, Cerequio, in the La Mura district, or Barolo. It's an amphitheatre which is situated sort of exposed to the south and southeast, which is perfect. It's a very sort of temperamental climate in Piedmont. It can get a lot of snow in the winter and frost, and suffers a lot with frost and things like that, and can damage crops. But good warmth and ripening during the summer months, clearly. So this is what you would class as probably the Burgundy of Italy, a lot of people will call Barolo. Quite different styles of wines to your Pinot Noirs, of course. Someone described it once as Pinot Noir for big boys, I guess. I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Historically, they all tended to be very big wines in terms of big acids, big tannins, big fruit, big alcohols, and you know, such huge wines. They needed just time to really sort of integrate and develop. Some of them were being made more probably modern, I guess, and more approachable younger, but Batasiolo make a range of wines which you can approach young or can age a long time. The likes of this Grand Van, if you like, Cerequio is going to easily last 30 years, particularly from the 2010 vintage, which is regarded as being very good as well. So all hand harvest, as you might expect, and you know, this wine is by no means cheap. It's a £60 bottle of wine, so they're not everyday wines, I guess, or depending on your budget, but they're sort of probably treat wines and wines you maybe look towards in the Christmas months and things like that, or if you've got a big get together or lunch or something, you want to do a special dinner. The Barolos are always a beautiful wine. They're the king of Italy as far as wines are concerned. You know, everybody looks at Barolo when they want a fine wine in an Italian restaurant or whatever. Barolo is the wine they go for, without doubt. And a lot of that wine cost is not just down to the quality of the wine, it's down to the cost of the land. I was chatting to the guys behind, or one of the guys behind Batasiolo, the export director, earlier, and he was saying that for a hectare of, or half a hectare of vines in this part of Barolo, you're talking €2 million. So translate that into how many bottles you're getting off that, how long the payback is, so you can begin to understand why the wines are as expensive as they actually are. They cost a bloody fortune to plant vines into. And if you look at their vineyards, there's some of the most pristine vineyards you'll find around as well. So colour-wise in this here, medium to lighter depth. That's the thing with Barolo. People always think it's going to be really inky deep, but it's not. It's actually quite see-through. It's kind of a thinner skin variety, I suppose, and it has aged quite a long time. So really quite a garnet-y sort of orangey virgin onto that sort of tawny edge to it. Definitely showing its age in that sense, but that's Barolo all over. It always does that. It's always sort of the colour falls out of it quite quickly. Lovely nose. It's fragrant. It's complexity, and with this particular wine, and this is what they say about this wine, that it sort of marks it out from others. It's got this like balsam note which comes from the terroir, the sort of blue marl soils and things like that, which affect the actual fragrance. And you get that sort of floral, incensey kind of note to it with your dried fruits in there, leather. Sort of wine that you just keep going back to the nose, and that's always a great sign of quality, certainly. got those tannins. They're big, grippy tannins, which will see it through a very long period of aging. You can see the tears running down it, the alcohol. So high acids in there, that sort of complexity of fruit and secondary flavours coming through as well. And then a finish to it as well. It's very nice. You know, everything's big in this wine in terms of like acids, tannins, fruit, alcohol, but it's all within a balance. And you know, this is what makes the wines sought after and wonderful. You put this with some sort of lamb or something like that, you're in for a treat, no doubt. Really nice bottles of wine. We have a new range of them just in, including their Barolo Reserva, which is exceptional for the money, and their Langhe Nebbiolo, great value as well. The Arneche, which is essentially the white Barolo. So check them out in the Batasiolo product page, and you'll definitely enjoy them if you like those Piedmontese wines. So there you go, kwmwine.com, the place where taste matters. Cheers.